Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video, we're going to take a look at a very overpowered triple water team for the Open Scroll Cup. That is not how you say it. No, for the Scroll Cup, of course. This team here is going to be just water only, which is kind of unique because most players are relying mainly on the Dark-type Pokemon, which are really good in the current meta, and together with Poison-type Pokemon, which are mainly water poison, which are also really good in the current meta. But we're going to have here Quagsire, we're going to have the Golisopod, and we have the Mantine. And this team was absolutely amazing for me. I went 11-4, and I think it could have been at least like a 13-2 or something like this. We had a few times the one-turn lag and that multiple times in single games and stuff like this. That just changes some things. I hope the thing's gonna be a bit better again. But yeah, again, like this kind of course, can impact some games, which happened to me as well. I would have actually hit Veteran with this team then as well. I got up to, I think, 2,490 or something with this team here. Really, really close to Veteran. If it wasn't for a bit of lag there, I would have been definitely there. But it is what it is. We can still hit it later on. It's not really that detrimental. It's early on into the season. It happens. Anyway, we're going to have here Stone Edge coming through from the Quagsire. This is going to allow us to get some nice damage against the Toxapex, and this is the main idea behind this team as well. You kind of want to use the Quagsire to deal with Toxapex. You kind of want to have the Golisopod not really against the Toxapex, because Toxapex is quite decent against it. And Golisopod is actually the main Pokemon I wanted to have for this team, of course, with the buffed Aqua Jet. Because what I had as an idea is, I wanted to have a team that supports Mantine the best. And I needed Golisopod for this, because Golisopod is very unique. In order to get to a bug-type move for this Pokemon, you need 5 fast moves. What is the most common Electric-type Pokemon? It's Morpeko. Morpeko is very strong in this meta and very common in this meta, and it doesn't really want to face our lead. And so I was expecting that Golisopod would be a perfect Pokemon to cover up the weaknesses of Mantine while still punishing Morpeko with the super effective hits of it, while outspeeding it with the switch advantage they get from it. I thought it was a really good team, and it honestly worked out so well in practice as well. So, let's take a look about the matchups, because I have to say, we have to commentate a little bit more today about this team here as well, because this team is not easy to play. This team is absolutely not easy to play. There are things that I noticed, there are things that I would change in terms of how to play certain matchups. So, yeah, that's the thing. Like, definitely going to be sometimes here something that I kind of want to bring towards you, which I kind of only realized while playing it. And while I won a lot of matches with this team, and I would have won even a lot more, I have to say that it wasn't an easy team to play. Like, there are some teams where it's like, yeah, okay, you just play it down. It's quite simple, quite straightforward. Well, this is a triple water team where you might think it's going to be a simple one. It is absolutely not, because, like, also if you take a look even at the water type damage that we have, like, we have Aqua Tail and we have, like, the Aqua Jet there, which are both solid moves, but, like, we don't have any water type fast move pressure. We only have 2 moves on a triple water type team that is actually water type. So, like, we have quite a lot of variety actually with the types that we have here, because we still have Flying, Bug, and Ground. And for the coverage, we have Bug, Water, Rock, Ground, and Ice. And flying, like all of them, like so many types basically. So it's not that straightforward here. Of course, it's straightforward if you can go for the Excel against Pokemon like the Gastrodon. But also, one idea behind this team as well is I wanted to really counter Gastrodon. I encountered so many Gastrodon before in this cup that I really want to have 2 Pokemon that can completely destroy them, which you see here with our backline. So that is definitely very beneficial for us. We will see here the body slam coming through. Can we still win this battle here? I am not too sure. It depends on how we take the body slam. We can still take it quite solidly. We're going to have the Ice Beam coming through, which does more damage than the Aerial Ace. Is it enough? It is not, but Team of Fast Moves will be, and we can win this battle. So, let's take a look at the team here. Let's see on how we battle this one. Mantine in the lead. What do? We have to go for Stone Edge. Stone Edge is going to be super effective here. It is going to be mandatory in order to do a lot of damage against the opponent. We're going to get the shield here early on. If we hit a Stone Edge, the matchup against Golisopod is not the worst. Even though it's a flying type against a bug type Pokemon, we're still going to be able to put them at least then into a range where we're going to be able to do a ton of damage. But they're going to give us the opportunity to go for Aqua Tail against the opponent's Quagsire. And we will see here that I can go for a back-to-back Aqua Tail. I know that they have like around 5 energy here, which like 5 fast moves of energy, which is going to be what an Aqua Tail takes. But I highly doubt that they're actually going to get to a Stone Edge here in time, which we see as well. It's going to be a Mud Bomb, which is going to be absolutely amazing for us, because all of a sudden now we're going to have here the Mantine against the Mantine, which allows us to kind of completely avoid the Mantine against the, what's it called, the other Pokemon that we have, the Golisopod. And with them having a Mantine, I and also already a Quagsire there, I was guessing at this point that there's going to be a Gastron in the back, because they are very likely running a very similar team that we run here as well, but in reverse and with 2 Mud Boys in the back, and that was completely what I was expecting here. So you see me here going into my Quagsire, even though I have a double resistant fast move damage, because I was expecting that there is going to be that Gastron in the back, and Golisopod has an amazing matchup against the Gastron, resisting the ground type damage from them, resisting the water type damage from them, and so they're kind of forced to go for the body slam spam, which nowadays, after the body slam nerf, which by the way, in my opinion, was the best nerf ever happened to Pokemon Go. Absolutely, I think it was the best thing ever for the meta, because it opened up the meta so much, because it wasn't just like the Licky Tongue everywhere, it wasn't just like basically the, what's called the Vigoroth everywhere in every kind of limited meta. I do think that the body slam nerf and the way they did it was the best thing that ever happened to Pokemon Go as well, together with the 50-second switch timer. Anyway, we were able to win this battle there by predicting what they had in the back. It's not that easy if they have a Brayon in the lead here. This Pokemon has, of course, access to Charm, and we see the swap out here into the Mandibuzz. Funnily enough, as far as I know, Aqua Jet is the better move now than Exa. Exa was actually a very solid move before already, but yeah, Aqua Jet just has different heights. Like, Aqua Jet is just a really, really good move. 70 damage, I think, for 40 energy, which is really strong, like really, really strong. And we see already how strong it is, because we're going to be able to get a shield advantage here, which is very nice, like really, really nice. But they're going to be able to go for the full farm down, and I feel like this might be a mistake. I go into my Quagsire here. We will see the Dark Pulse coming through. Maybe I should went into my other Pokemon. Maybe I should went into my Mantine, but they only go for 1 charge. Why do they do this? They definitely had 2 already at this point. But we will take it. We have a shield advantage. We can swap out of here. Mantine can take the hits quite easily from Brayon. We're going to be able to now go ahead as well and go for those shields. This is going to be fine here. It's going to be an Aqua Jet. And we can go for another aerial AC as well. This is going to work out really, really well. That's going to allow us to get some nice damage here. And we will have the full farm down happening against the opponent. We have the Gastron coming in. We have another aerial ace going to connect against them. This is going to allow us to get some nice damage onto them. And we can try even more aerial aces out here. This should be kind of the way to go. I think we are looking quite solidly here as well. Again, we kind of hardwall the Gastron with the backline, which is really important, because Gastron is quite a common Pokemon. So again, this is going to be more of an anti-meta team here for you to try out, because I think this team is absolutely amazing for you. Earth Power is coming through here. That is amazing as well. I expected a Body Slam, but I needed to actually go for the Earth Power to knock me out. And so we're going to be able to win the battle and move on to the next opponent. Next up, we're going to have a Gastrodon against us in Elite. That is going to be a matchup where we are going to be able to go for a Stone Edge here. Stone Edge is going to do some solid damage. And again, we're going to try to weaken the opponent here first. And if we get the shield, we can swap out, and we should let the move go through. A lot of times they have a poison type in the back. Here I decided to shield this move up. This is like a learning basically that I made from playing this team here as well. If you have a Gastrodon in the lead and you want to swap out, which is fine because you have 2 super effective hits in the back with Ice Beam as well as Exeter, you should usually not invest a shield on your Golisopod, because basically every Gastrodon in the lead and every kind of Dark type in the lead is going to have a Poison type in the back to cover up the weakness for Charm. Especially Gastrodon has to have basically a Poison type in the back for Charm. That is something that you can just have as a team read quite easily. So if you see a Gastrodon or any kind of Dark type Pokemon that is weak to Charm in the lead, there's going to be a Poison type in the back lurking. I can basically guarantee it to you. You know what's great though? They're gonna go into the Gastrodon. They're locking themselves into this matchup. And we know what they have in the back, and we know that we're going to have Mantine now, which is gonna be able to get a ton of energy. This doesn't mean that we win the battle straight away, but we still even have some charge moves, I think, on our Golisopod start, which is going to be quite interesting. And getting up the energy here is going to be very, very good for me. I'm going to be able to overfarm it quite a bit. Aerial Ace is coming through. I hope that this is going to be enough to knock them out after all of the wing attack damage. And it is, and so in comes the Lostheart. That is okay. What we can do now is, we are going to be able to go for 2 fast moves, or 1 fast move, go for the Ice Beam, that's fine as well. But I can even go for 2 fast moves and then swap out into my Golisopod, because if they stay in here, I guarantee be able to get the move off against them, which is really, really nice. That is kind of a little bit of a trick there if you don't really want to like wait out a fast move or something like this. If you are having a 2-turn fast move against a 3-turn fast move, we go for 2 and then swap out, the opponent has no chance of swapping into something else to catch the move. And as you can see here, this is going to be a 5-0 actually that I did with this team, which was really, really nice. We're going to be able to climb the set here, and we see already how high we get up. We got a little bit high even as well. I think 92 it was at the end, 24, 92 with the next set. But yeah, let's move on to the next opponent. We're going to have here the Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz is a Pokemon again, where we know that they're very likely going to have a poison type in the back. I would assume so. I'm not too sure. We're going to let the move go through. It's going to be the Foul Play. Foul Play does do some sort of damage. Just swap onto the Beyond. I expect a Gastron at this point. This is a team that also my girlfriend played on her channel, by the way. Link down below if you want to see some more content. Also with me there. Would be definitely appreciated there if you would leave a like and subscribe to the channel. But anyway, we're going to see here that there's going to be the disarming voice coming through. We're going to be able to keep alignment, and we can now go for the hard-hitting Aqua Jet against the opponent Mandibuzz to do some sort of damage here for the end game. If they have the Gastron in the back, it does make sense that they swapped onto this Pokemon here. I fully expect the Gastron now in the back, but I'm not too sure if it's actually going to be the case, if it's the same team that we have had on that channel there as well. We have the Stonehenge here now connecting, which is going to be enough to knock out the Mandibuzz. Guaranteed, it is going to knock them out. And they have in the back, not the Pokemon I expected, but a Pokemon that we are going to be able to deal with. It's going to be a Meowscarada, which does not appreciate that we have a Mantine in the back. To be fair, Meowscarada is a Pokemon I kind of want to take a look at as well on this channel, but we see. We're going to have here Golisopod coming in. We have also the Bryon coming in as an answer to us, which is not really an answer to us, because X is neutral, my fast move is neutral, so you're not really doing a lot here, Bryon. But we're going to be able to go for another Church move here, which is going to be totally fine. This is going to be the Aqua Tail that is going to get the shield, and we will have here the shield coming up from ourselves, because we can either realign or get the final shield from the opponent. And I would love to realign here, to be fair. I would love to have a bit of alignment. Alignment is always cool. They don't give it to me. And we have to go for one fast move here. Knock them out, that is fine. But yeah, my best set was the first set. The second set, it started lagging a little bit at the end already. And the third set was quite a bit laggy. Like, that's definitely something that maybe I should have just stopped at that point. Could have been the case. I got to think as well, by the way, lag is not always from Niantic or Scopely's side at all. Can be also from your side. It is quite a complex topic, to be fair, because yeah, basically it can be the phone that you use, it can be the internet connection, there can be things that are completely off control of Niantic itself that causes lag. So yeah, it's not always their fault. And if something is like so consistent, it could definitely be also myself there. So I don't know. Anyway, did you play the Catch Mastery event yesterday? When you see that, I did actually play it because I was out anyway. I had to go out. I had to kill some time, so I played a bit. I got 2 Hundo Archen, 2 Shiny Archen, Shiny Kaporiki, Tapu Koko. Is it Tapu Koko? Tapu Koko in English. I always, like, for the Tapus, I always mix up the German and the English word, by the way, for them. After Generation 7, I didn't play any game anymore in German, so I don't really know the German names of it. But for those 4, like, I always kind of say the wrong name for it. But yeah, the current legendary Pokemon is in raids. Good job, me. And I got a Shiny Omanyte. So I had actually some fun, even though I didn't play, like, at all really to do the event. But it still worked out quite well. I got 2 Shinies and 2 Hundos, so that was kind of nice. And I actually got from a trade today as well, with my girlfriend as well, a Hundo Friggybags, which I kind of would like to showcase in the Open Great League, because you can actually build it, but I need some more XL candy for that one. But yeah, had a actually very solid Pokemon Go day there. And also, one more thing as well, just here, not PvP related or anything like this, you have to play tomorrow Spotlight Hour. There's Shelter Spotlight Hour with double Stardust. That is ridiculous. Like, if you lose it, like, if you don't do that one, you're definitely missing out. Like, please play tomorrow. It is super important. And also, today there's the Max Monday for the people who like Dynamax raids, which is also important because it's Chansey, which is actually really good in those. Anyway, that is kind of more the service tweet here for talking about Niantic or Pokemon Go events. I actually don't even know what to say anymore. There's no Scopely, there's no Niantic, there's just Pokemon Go. I don't know. Like, all of those events at least. But yeah, we're going to see here. What do you see against the opponent? We're going to have here the Drapion, we're going to have the Zumaro, and I am totally fine with that one. Yeah. By the way, which Pokemon do you think, like, for me also, like, question for down below, which Pokemon do you think is the most broken one currently? I feel like we're actually at a spot where it is the most balanced one ever. If there is a Pokemon that I would nerf a tiny bit, it would be the Pokemon currently on the screen. No, not Mantine. This screen. The Drapion, I think, is the best Pokemon currently in Pokemon Go PvP, which is kind of funny, but to be fair, it has never really been on the heights where a Medicham was before, Lickitung was before. So I feel like it is kind of fine that this Pokemon exists, like it does exist. So yeah, I feel like we're currently actually in a very balanced meta, but let me know down below which do you think is the current strongest Pokemon in the Go Battle League for the Great League. let me know down below. Anyway, we're going to have here the Annihilate. We are forced to use a shield here because I need to get the shield from them in order to win with my Golisopod. I know that Golisopod should be able to survive a Rage Fist, and I know that I have super effective coverage there with the fast move, but I need to kind of play that out wisely, and I do because they swap out into the Germnaa. And with this, we're going to be able to win the final battle again. You didn't really see any of the problems with the game as well, which were only in the last set. But yeah, this team was actually really, really fun. This team definitely would have got me to the next veteran rank as well, but most likely the next team going to be able to do it as well, so it doesn't really matter. We're already in the season, don't stress about rating, just be happy about it, and we will see you then. Bye bye.